It's normally news that today is the final judgment of Nnamdi Kanu in the Supreme Court, and the court is already making their verdict. In fact, they've convicted Nnamdi Kanu. But why did the judge send Nnamdi Kanu out of the court few hours ago? That was when the judgment was actually passed. Now they're pushing out death sentence for Nnamdi Kanu, and the moment they're pushing out death sentence, there was an uproar in the court. In fact, there was a kind of argument in the court, so they have no choice than to push Nnamdi Kanu out of the court. The judge have to send him away from the court. Now we'll play the full video for you to see everything the way it happens. Come and see what they actually put on Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, the end have finally come now. We'll play the full video so you see things the way it goes. If you can share the video, just do it to share it. Stay connected to the end of the video. Share the video, and if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Hear the judgments yourself. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should believe you find for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
This afternoon, this honorable court delivered its judgment in which the convict Nnamdi Kanu was found guilty and convicted of offenses under Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. He has accordingly been convicted, and it is now to be sentenced. My Lord, the prosecutor has a duty to invite your Lordship's attention to a few points that will guide your Lordship in the sentencing. My Lord, by the judgment just delivered, this court has again affirmed the long-standing principle that whenever Nigeria as a nation is confronted with moments, actions, and events that pose grave danger to its existence, independence, and unity, the judiciary stands firm at the stabilizing force of the country, guided by the wisdom, courage, and integrity of judges who serve within that arm of government. Terrorism, my Lord, remains one of the gravest threats to humanity. It is among the most devastating of atrocities in human history. As the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, the convict, through his broadcast on Radio Biafra and through the group Armed Wing, the Eastern Security Network, repeatedly attacked Nigeria and took active steps to desegregate the country. By the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu for acts of terrorism, it is clear that justice has been served to the thousands of innocent Nigerians who lost their lives as a result of the inciting broadcast and violent activities of the Eastern Security Network. The blood of those who have died cries to heaven, and God in his mercy has given them justice. Justice has honored their cry. The families of more than 75 security officers who were murdered in the service of their fatherland will now find some comfort in this conviction. Those whose relatives were brutally killed and buried with Ikonso of the order of the convict here have not died in vain, because justice has been done. My Lord, the record before this court are replete with the losses suffered by citizens of Nigeria residing in the interstates of the Federation. Citizens who, through no fault of their own, were forced to live in fear, had their businesses destroyed, and were reduced to paupers as a result of sit-at-home orders issued by the convict and violently enforced by the commanders of ESN. Justice has today set them free from oppression and economic strangulation caused by the terrorist activities of the convict. The convict now knows that the law is greater than any individual. Therefore, justice has been done to him too, and that Nigeria has both the power and the capacity to punish anyone who, through deliberate, reckless acts of terrorism, seek to divide the country by attempting to create the so-called Republic of Biafra by force out of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My Lord, consequent upon the conviction, as nothing further remains but the lawful imposition of sentence, the punishment prescribed for the offenses in counts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is death penalty. Pursuant to Section 1(2)(h) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013, my Lord, with all sense of humility, I say, sir, as a prosecutor, that this court has no discretion in that regard, and that the only sentence that your lordship will impose for counts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is death sentence. This court has the power to do so, and with respect must do so. The language of the act is clear, and the court is urged to apply it strictly without deviation. For the offense under count 3, relating to membership of IPOB, a proscribed terrorist organization, the punishment is imprisonment for a term of not less than 20 years, in accordance with Section 16(3) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. We urge your lordship, in accordance to death sentence, to also pronounce and impose the sentence as prescribed by law, having found him guilty and convicted. For the offense under count 7, the punishment is 5 years imprisonment without the option of a fine, pursuant to Section 46 and 47 of the Custom and Excise Management Act, C-45 Laws of Federation. In sentencing, this honorable court is obliged to consider the nature and gravity of the acts of terrorism committed by the convict. It was against, the acts of terrorism were against innocent Nigerians who resides in the southeastern states. It is also a terrorism act against Nigeria, whereby nobody felt safe and secure in Nigeria having regards to the activities of IPOB and ESN. The court is urged to note that the company has shown neither remorse nor penitence for the innocent Nigerians who died as a result of his directives and incitement. He has demonstrated no respect for the administration of justice. His conduct, even within the court, has been marked by arrogance and a heart far removed from humility.
Now, the question that a lot of Nigerians are actually asking is, what did Nnamdi Kanu do that is actually causing them to actually pushing out a death sentence for this man? How many people did Nnamdi Kanu prove according to report? Or are we really missing something? Are we really missing something? Because all the things that they actually pull up against this man, they said they arrested him in an hotel. That was in 2015. And what they caught from him was all those radio transmitters and all those digital devices and all of that. It's not that they met gun in his hand. It's not that they met rifles or all of that in his hand. Why is it that they just pull out judgment in such a manner? Nigerians are actually very furious right now, because a lot of Nigerians are saying that the bandits that are actually in the bush, the bandits that they are actually arresting, when Boko Haram actually prove a lot of people, and at the end of the day they will arrest them and they will still give them amnesty, they will still add them to the Nigerian military forces and all of that. Those are the people that have taken the life of a lot of people and is well known to everyone. But this man that have not done anything substantial, this man that have not taken the life of anybody, or they met one person's unalived in his hand and all of that, why are they convicting this man? Why are they pushing death sentence to Nnamdi Kanu? Look at the uproar that is going on in the court now. Stay connected to the end of of the video. Watch things for yourself, see things the way it goes. Come and see what they're doing. If you can share the video, do well to share it. Share it to groups, share it to a lot of people. Let a lot of people get to know what's actually going on. The brother of Nnamdi Kanu have cried out in the court. Even the sister of Nnamdi Kanu have cried out. These people were shedding tears the moment the judgment were actually pushing up. Come and see things, because they know that all hope is already lost at this very moment, because the judgment of the Supreme Court is the last judgment so far. Now just stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share it, share it. If you can share it, just like it. Hear the final judgment and hear everything yourself. Stay connected. I'm coming back again.
When he was going out, he looked at me and said, God will bless me. He won't say God will punish me. Say God will bless me. And I say amen. Because I'm a blessed man. It is not him, a convict, who can now put a curse on me. He cannot do that. So in any event, my Lord, I'm not being personal, but I want to assure you that somebody in that position ought to show some penitence, ought to show some remorse, ought to throw away arrogance and self-serving attitudes. The court is further urged to take judicial notice of the fact that the convict established Radio Biafra, a broadcasting platform operating on several digital channels, including mobile radio, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, blogs, and Instagram. It is a station with global reach. Evidence before the court, my Lord, shows that when the convict was arrested on 15 October 2015 at the Tulip Hotel in Lagos, he was found in possession of broadcasting equipment. The conduct of the defendant through online publications, live broadcasts, and social media communications constitute act of incitement, encouragement, and provocation of terrorism as defined under the Act. It is the view of the prosecution, Lord, that without the instrumentality of the internet and social media platforms, the magnitude of destruction, division, and human losses recorded in southeastern states of Nigeria, including Lagos, would not have reached the level it attained. The digital platform becomes tools in the hand of the convict, tools of radicalizing, ethnic hostility, and incitement to terror. Their amplified reach resulted in a coordinated transnational militarism or militarization of violence and destructions of public property across several states of Nigeria. The court has both the power and the duty to restrict further access to digital media through which the offenses were committed by making orders that prevent the commission of similar or related offenses, including forfeiture, confiscation, or restrictions of the means used to commit the act of terrorism. As a form of preventive control, the prosecution praised this honorable court to impose restriction on the convict's access to digital devices, online accounts, or internet facilities. In other words, my Lord, anywhere he may be kept until his execution in obedience to the sentencing, if he has access to these devices, and they are cheap and easy and available everywhere in Nigeria, there will continue to be broadcasts. Maybe he will claim he was not the one. At the moment, if you open to YouTube, you see a lot of rascals talking about the proceedings of the court, trying to twist and misread and mislead people with what happened in court. So we're asking that your lordship should restrict him from having access to these devices. This honorable court, my Lord, has the statutory power to prevent convicts from further committing offenses by making orders for the forfeiture, confiscation, and restriction by any means used for communication. We therefore pray that the court to order the forfeiture of all the broadcasting equipment, digital devices, and all electronic materials seized from the convict and currently in the custody of the Department of State Security, State Service. In particular, the radio transmitter Trans 50L, unlawfully imported into the country, should be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. My Lord, we want to say, sir, with all respect, that it might be argued that access to information, access to digital devices may be argued within the constitutional rights, but it's not absolute. So therefore, sir, if your lordships want to order his restriction, your lordship may give him a right to acquire any, but with the permission, with the authority of National Security Advisor and the Controller General of the correctional facility that he may be put. Therefore, my Lord, it's not an absolute or free right for him to begin to acquire those digital devices that may encourage him to reenact or to begin to commit the same or similar offense under his right to freedom of speech. So we are saying, my Lord, that your lordship should restrict it. My Lord, considering that the company has to be in a custodial facility, we are asking your lordship to direct that for the safety of the convict, for his safety, for his security, and for the protection of his life until the sentence is executed, I respectfully, sir, as a prosecutor, plead with your lordship to direct that he be kept in the safest custodial center anywhere in Nigeria, because his safety is very important. Your lordship need to take judicial notice of what happened when Simon Ekpa was sentenced in Finland. There were lots of talks and talks. The convict has enemies. He has friends. But no one can say the volume or the number of his enemies who may want to eliminate him. So we are asking, my Lord, that your lordship order the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to keep him in the safest custodial center anywhere in Nigeria. You know, and if I may say with all sincerity, I am not too sure that Kuje, where there have been jailbreaks, will be the ideal place. So I'm urging your lordship with all sense of responsibility to preserve his life until he answers his sentence. So I thank your lordship and I pray that the incidents of terrorism will cease from Nigeria, from north to east to northwest to north central, and as we see, may God spare Nigeria of disintegration. I want to thank you. I want to appreciate you on behalf of my colleague Adebayo Ojo and Suraj Saida. We're grateful to your lordship.
There is no doubt that the convict has waived his right to be present through his unruly attitude, the habitual unruly attitude to be in court when the judgment was read. But we must still give him opportunity to hear one or two things from him, but not personal through his person. Since his consultant is here and the offense has to do with death sentence, I will call his consultant that was his lawyer before he converted him to consultant, if he has any allocutors to make on his behalf. Mr. Jimako, Do you have any allocutors to make on his behalf?
My Lord, being an officer in this temple of justice and not being properly dressed and not being his counsel of record, I will yield this very task to Honorable Obinna Agocha, who is better qualified than me being the member of House of Representatives who represents Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
It's okay. Honorable, let me have your full name and restrict yourself to allocutors. Allocutors is what will mitigate the sentence. Is our brother.
You can see things the way it's actually going in Nigeria. A lot of people are actually asking the question, why will the government actually arrest bandits that have taken the life of a lot of people with evidences in code, bandits that have taken the life and claimed the life of a lot of people, attacking different villages and all of that, and at the end of the day, the soldier will actually apprehend them, and the government will tell us they are repentant people and all of that, and at the end of the day, they will add them to the Nigerian military force and all of that. Is it the same bandit that Gumi was actually coming out and telling Nigerian government that they should be negotiating with? He said if they should poof any of them, there is a problem to Nigeria, that Nigeria should stop poofing them so that they will not be more angry and perpetrate more evil, that Nigeria should stop unaliving them, that they should be negotiating with these people, these so-called bandit terror boys that are actually taking the life of a lot of people. Why is Nnamdi Kanu case serious? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Those are the questions that a lot of people are actually asking. Is it because this man is an Igbo man? According to reports, this man had IPOB. They said he's the founder of IPOB. But can you tell me the similarity between IPOB and Boko Haram? Can you tell me the similarity between ISWAP and IPOB? Now, the same Nnamdi Kanu created IPOB, that they instigating violence in the eastern part of Nigeria and all of that. Can you actually compare those things to what the Boko Haram people are actually doing? Did they not bring out the names of people or alleged people, let me say alleged people that are actually sponsoring Boko Haram, that are even in government? Did they bring any one of them to book? Did they arrest any one of them? Did they prosecute any one of them? Did they even try to unalive any one of these alleged sponsors and all of that? Why is it that this man, Nnamdi Kanu, his case is special, his case is a different case, and the lawyer is actually pushing it out that some of his offenses are actually attached to death sentence, death penalty and all of that? Why are all these things actually coming out? Why are they trying to pull everything down on this man? Why did they want to unalive him? Those are the questions that Nigerians are asking. Is Nnamdi Kanu not better than all those Boko Haram and ISWAP and other terror groups in Nigeria? Is this man not better? What was special around the Nnamdi Kanu case? Why did they just want to unalive him? I'd like us to share this video. Let a lot of people get to know what is actually going on. Let the international community know what's actually going on in Nigeria. If you can't share the video, like it so that YouTube can recommend it for us organically. Let a lot of people get to see it until justice is served. As I'm going to talk and that trended for you, and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video, and bye for now.
See the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor for LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.